30,000 teens die from suicide each year. Approximately 750,000 attempt suicide. It is the third leading cause of death for 15 to 24-year-olds. Families and teachers wonder why they do it. Well, it doesn't just happen. There are many warning signs, and they might be shown beforehand. People might just think that they had changed, and that's the way they are now, and that they aren't going to change back, so let them be. There are many factors that contribute to teen suicide, and there are ways of preventing it and ways of starting the thoughts. For each suicide completed, there are at least as many as 25 attempted. A suicide attempt or completion is a cry for help. They are in immense pain and they want it to stop. More people die from suicide than from homicide. Untreated depression is the #1 leading cause of suicide. Teens experience extreme feelings of stress, confusion, self-doubt, pressure to succeed, financial uncertainty, and many other fears while growing up. When teens have access to firearms, the risk of suicide increases dramatically. Nearly 60% of all suicides in the U.S. are committed with a firearm. Overdose on over-the-counter drugs is also a very common method of committing and attempting suicide. Suicide attempts differ between boys and girls. Girls tend to think and attempt suicide twice as much as boys do, although there are about 4 times as many boy suicides as girls, because they tend to lean towards more lethal methods. Family, friends, and teachers wonder why they do it. Untreated depression is the #1 cause of suicide. Depression that goes untreated will just cause your depression to get worse and worse. Thoughts of suicide and other medical conditions causes of teen suicide can come from major disappointments, stress, depression, substance abuse, or it could run in your genetics. Thoughts of suicide are very common. Nearly 750,000 suicides are attempted by teens each year. 30,000 of those attempted complete the job. In the entire world, there are at least 1 million suicides each year. The ratio of people to suicide in the U.S. is the top 33rd leading country, with 12 suicides per 100,000 people. Greenland is #1, with 108.1 suicides per 100,000 people. Although per year the U.S. has 37,500 people committing suicide, and Greenland only has 62, because there are so many people in America and so little in Greenland. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. 33.3% of people who commit suicide tested positive for alcohol. 23% tested positive for antidepressants, and 20.8% tested positive for opiates. Many people who attempt suicide never end up seeking professional help. Between 1952 and 1995, suicide in young adults nearly tripled. Over half of all suicides occur in adult men ages 25 through 65. Of those who are clinically depressed, 15% die by suicide. So many people commit suicide a year, it's amazing. It's the 10th leading cause of death in America, with 8,364 suicides in 2010, 1 every 13 minutes. In the entire world, every 40 seconds, a person commits suicide. Every 40 seconds, a heart stops beating. Every 40 seconds, a dream turns to dust. Every 40 seconds, someone gives a last gasp and says, enough. 40 seconds, a mother is to blame for an eternity, and 40 seconds separates love and hate.